Today on Bullet Boys, we're going to be testing the Federal Premium Vital Shok True Ball system in 12 gauge. It says for medium game, designed for maximum effectiveness on light, thin-skinned games such as whitetail deer. The True Ball technology consistently centers slug and bore for optimum accuracy and smooth bore shotguns. So, hopefully that means I won't miss. This is a 2 3/4 1 ounce slug, muzzle velocity of 1,600 feet per second. I'll get the foot pounds figured out for you on that here in a minute. Hopefully this thing will stay together, and we're going to test it in a defense application. So I will be testing into several milk jugs at a distance of approximately 15 feet. I'll throw some denim up there, even though it never seems to matter with the 12 gauge. I got one here cut open for you so you can see what this True Ball system is all about. Here's your sabot. You can see how the ball will seat in there. And then here's your ball and your slug. That is a 1 ounce slug, which is 400 grains. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I believe that's what I figured with your ball. So, let's get out to the woods and make some splashes and see what happens. Multiple failed attempts to retrieve the full slug. I got part of it, which I will show you. It's going to be the first 12 gauge drum test, and I'm expecting to get very wet. And I'll be thoroughly cleaning this gun tonight. There it goes. I was right. Okay, let's get to your results. That's the before. We saw several shots. This was recovered from the jugs. Fairly good looking piece there. But I knew that that was not the entire round. I mean, I could put this in my hand without the ball, and I could feel that there was quite a bit missing. You know, I wasn't sure if it maybe started a mushroom and then split, or if this was actually just half of it. And this did penetrate 4 milk jugs. The first one I found absolutely nothing, but very small fragments scattered throughout the jugs. The second test, when I put them on the ground, this is what I got. And the very wet drum test that you saw was very successful. Here's some multiple pieces of sabot that I found throughout these tests. And here was your drum test. I'd say that was worth getting wet for. Very, very, very nice. You see how much it expanded? That's considerable. Flattened out very well. See how thin it got? I don't think this hit the bottom of the drum. If it did, it was just the equivalent of dropping it. You know, only penetrating 4 milk jugs. I had that drum 3/4 of the way full, which is more than 20 inches, so I think I was very safe on that. And obviously I was correct. This is only a half. And there's the numbers for you. 1,600 feet per second, which is velocity squared, which equals that, times the weight in grains, which I believe is 400, gives you that big old number, times 0.5 5 zeros, 2218, that's the denominator for figuring foot-pounds, gives you 2,271 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. 0.232. When you're that high, I don't think you're going to feel that 0.232, but whatever. So, there you have it. You got to see me get extremely wet for a rather cheap round. You know, you can pick up a box of 5 of these at your local Walmart. Actually, if you look, I believe that fits right there. That's how the ball followed in through the expansion. See the nice little cavity there. But as I was saying, you can pick these up at your local Walmart, which is where I got mine. Relatively cheap. I believe it was like $4 for a box of 5. So very cheap and pretty effective. Actually, only 4 jugs of penetration. I would say that's acceptable for a 12 gauge slug if you intend to use it for personal protection. I did not find the other part of this. This was in the 4th milk jug, did not exit. But I would say that would be because it just ripped apart, probably went 2 different directions. Pretty big explosions there. Had it stayed together, I believe it would have stopped in 4, or maybe only hit the 4th. But there you go. Federal Premium Vital Shock 12 gauge.